Happy Thursday from Round Rock, Texas. It is September 4th. We're in a brand new month. So this is about the time period where we're going to start doing our seedlings that we're growing inside and transplanting them out to the garden. We still got to harden them off though. So we started hardening them off yesterday, just brought them out here for like 30 minutes, and then we'll start to increase that time every day. I think we're still expected to be over 100 degrees today. Let's see, right now we're sitting at 67. So we're at 67. We were at 60 this morning when we woke up, and humidity was at 95%. So now that the sun is making its way out, humidity's starting to burn off a little bit, but temperature's starting to rise. So I think we've got maybe 2 more days in which we're going to have 100 degrees, and then we start finally dipping. We're going to have a cold front that's going to come and give us some relief. We picked a lot of orange suns yesterday. We're going to put up some sales to our neighbors here at some point this morning, both produce and plants, because all the seedlings are ready to be done something with. So still got a handful of things, and I'm walking through a bunch of spider webs right now because I didn't bring my stick. Jasper, hey, come. But for the most part, everything is still surviving. We've done really well. We've decided to just keep the sunshade off. It's kind of a hit or miss with that. We have another storm that's supposed to be inbound. There's a hurricane that's on the west coast of Mexico, and it's making its way, and we might see some rain and wind from that storm development as it crosses over towards Texas. So we'll see. Only time will tell. We decided to just go ahead and keep this shade cloth off for now. And we'll, like I said, we'll be back in the much lower temperatures, like the high 80s, low 90s range for all of next week. So we're looking forward to that, getting some heat relief as we start to wind things down into the fall. These huge tithonias. So one of our team grow individuals had asked how tall these guys would get. So right now the tallest one is at 7 feet at the moment. They're pretty much on par with the mammoth sunflowers, the ones that have the really big sunflower heads, and I love those. We didn't grow any this year only because we just didn't think we had the space to put them in, and that's probably appropriate. But I mean, look at how much these guys completely flower or veg and flower out. They do great in the sun. They handle it really well. I mean, most of these plants are handling the sun really well. Even without the sunshade, they're still doing pretty good. But they can provide a lot of cover. So they can be a great cover crop. If for us, if we plant these along the back row of things and move some other stuff, these guys, if we planted them earlier too, they could be definitely a good cover crop for the sun. But we've only got a handful. We didn't know what they're going to look like, so this is our first growing of tithonias. That's what they are. Propagate's doing good too. He's about a solid 3 feet now. Lots of flowers. Hopefully, we come out here, and we just sit there and we shake things. You come in here and just start playing with plants, tapping things. Hopefully, they get to start fertilizing on us. Because again, the type of plants that we grow, their fertilization is wind-based fertilization. They get just vibrations. They don't need actual pollinators to come in and get the pollination stuff going for them. So the tomatoes and the peppers, they nearly self-pollinate. They just require agitation, wind, to help the pollen fall from the single flower onto itself. Look at these beauties. And again, I don't know what the names of these are. My wife planted them. They look absolutely fantastic. Doing good to survive out here in the Texas heat. This basil bush has gone out of control for this little bed here. We found rabbits in here the other day, little baby bunnies. You can kind of see where they would make a little burrow in there. We had 2 of them, got them out. Actually, they jumped out themselves. We think the way that they got in, there's a bag of mulch back in here, and maybe the mother got up that way. I have no idea. We were kind of baffled in how we had 2 rabbits up in this bed. The morning glory definitely taking a hit now later in the season. They're almost done. Oddly enough, we have a morning glory that's in our cayenne pepper plant that's in the front yard. I have no clue how the heck we got a morning glory all the way up there. Now that we're getting in later in the season, this is our bush steak. Hopefully, these plants are kind of making a rebound themselves. The heat really just kind of caused them to fall off a bit. Maybe we'll see a new resurgence of tomatoes. We'll find out. Banana peppers, pretty much on cruise control. We harvested a bunch of them as well yesterday too that have already turned a nice brilliant orange color. These are starting to do it, right? This is a good breaking color there. I'm going to continue to just let them go. Try not to be too quick on pulling things off. Just like our bush steak here. Looking really nice. I'll probably give him one more day. And here's what I'm talking about with sun scald, right? We have probably, I don't know, a dozen peppers that we pulled off yesterday with various types and various amounts of sun scald. When we get those, we keep those ourselves. We pulled them off and we just chop them up and freeze them. And so we just had them in small bags. That way we can just kind of partition it out for the amount that we use for cooking. And that's that. But you got to be real careful. Well, these plants are really strong and they know what to do. It's really hard to negotiate 100-degree days consistently, day after day after day after day. So eventually they start getting beat down and the fruit takes a good portion of that burden. So shade cloth really does help, but where we get lots of high winds, shade cloth can be a negative as well. So just gotta pick your battles. Gotta figure out what's gonna work for you, what's gonna work against you. We gotta do some fertilization this weekend. Actually, we're gonna fertilize tomorrow morning for the outdoor beds and the indoor as we start to continue to propagate those fools. But this is pretty much it for the state of the outside of the garden. Here's our little orange shrimp plant. Still surviving. We haven't had a chance to really repot these out anywhere. Same with the other new guys that we bought. So we're just keeping them watered. They're staying alive. They're doing good. Nobody's really hurting. Our carnivals, bell peppers, still doing good here too. Although something looks like it is now taking the bite out of our leaves. I don't like that. Oh, look at this. Lemons. Getting flowers. That's nuts. These guys are doing a recuperation process here too since we replanted them into bigger pots. And our snake plants still doing good. This one looks really nice. The babies doing pretty good here too. And then we have some herbs that my wife is doing a test with for propagation purposes. Trying to see how long she can keep things alive, just in cuttings that she has. See if they root, see if they don't. In either case, this is her little test bed of things that we have going on to see if she can keep them alive. I will state that again, our sun in the evening time, once it's just above those trees, over 100 degrees, hitting these guys in the little glass containers, they look crappy. They get kind of wilted. The heat's pretty harsh. And all of a sudden, they bounce right back up in the morning, right? So it looks like they were hardly ever hit by any sun, although you got some of the parsley and stuff over here getting sun damage, but that's not a big deal. Let's go check out inside. All right, made our way inside. These guys are getting really big, starting to need some more space. These are the dwarf determinants. These are the ones that majority-wise are going to stay indoors on these racks. They've done really well, and I'm trying not to fall over because I got a rock stuck in my sandal. There we go. So yeah, we'll need to start bringing these guys out this morning, continue on the hardening process, start getting them ready for sale. We're going to list them for sale today. There's some more down here. Giving them more space because now that their canopies are much larger, their arms are branching out and they're getting too close to each other. Here we go with some lettuce and the mango trees. Look at that new crown. That crown finally popped out. Beautiful, kind of a brownish purple color. Looks really nice. It was real tiny. I think I showed y'all in the last video a week ago or so. Not much there, and then all of a sudden, huge outpouring of flowers there. Not flowers, leaves. These are things that we harvested just the other day. All right, so we have our sweet banana peppers. These are 3 here. Those are poblano peppers. They're now pretty much ancho peppers because they have turned purple. Since we've had them sitting out here drying, they're going to take on a completely different flavor profile, have a more smokier taste to them, and can be crushed down into powder. And it wouldn't make a whole lot with just those tiny 3, but that's our little test too to see how well they go. These are also banana peppers, same exact kind as those, but these were pulled about a week early. So these are about a week old. These were pulled on yesterday, harvested yesterday, and you can see the color difference just from them breaking when we harvested them to a week later, and they're here or there. So different flavor profiles between those two. And then here's all the orange suns, the ones that really didn't have any sun scald. We got a couple of Marconis. I say a couple. There's like 5 Marconis in the back as well. And they're all doing pretty good. So we're going to list these for sale. Hopefully we can get them out of the house here this week, this upcoming week. And people can eat them. Let's go check outside. All right. Here we go. Front yard. The smallest batch of hot pepper plants that we have. This one here is the Serrano. And he's done very well to bounce back, but he's got lots of little flowers still. No, I stand corrected. We have a teeny tiny pepper. It's not gonna focus. There it goes, ding. All right, so we've got at least one that's populated out of all these flowers. The cayenne also bouncing back, and here's the morning glory that's on the cayenne. Nuts. I have no idea why we have a grandpa Ott that's growing all over this dude, but we do. So cayennes, again, lots of flowers. Here is the shishito. Not getting very tall. He's kind of bushing out a little more than I wanted him to. But nonetheless, lots of flowers on him too. I've already shaken these this morning when I came out here. The poblano peppers, they have finally started to come back. So we had that hornworm that was eating these guys up, and you can see the damage and stuff that it would have caused. But look at these. Starting brand new leaves, little clusters of them. Got to really enjoy that. Again, plants being really resilient and overcoming whatever's trying to kill them, including us. And they're doing good. Lots of flowers, lots of potential. Same thing with this guy. This is the one that was beaten up the most. You can see the tips that were still exposed and gone. But new flowers, new leaves. If I can ever get the camera to focus, there we go. We got new leaf growth, new flower growth. So looking forward to these guys making a bounce back, being able to provide us some hot pepper options to sell. And that's pretty much it from the state of the garden. Just another hot day today. 2 more days to go before we get some cool relief from a cold front up north. And we're really looking forward to it. So y'all have a great day coming into this weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.